The Moors murderers, Myra Hindley and Ian Brady, are perhaps the most despised criminals in British history. Between them, they committed a series of child murders and would go on to bury them on Saddleworth Moor. Ian Brady was born January 2nd, 1938, in Scotland to an unmarried mother. He was intelligent but withdrawn and was fascinated by the Nazis. Even at a young age, showed strong pathological traits, once describing people below him as maggots. In his teenage years, he's arrested multiple times for petty crime and is brought up in the Borstal system. Later relocated by the Scottish Services to Manchester, England. Myra Hindley was born July 23, 1942, in Manchester, England, to a working class background. She was raised by her grandmother. Early in her life, experienced the trauma of her childhood friend dying. This initially made her deeply religious. In January 1961, whilst working at Millward's merchandising, Brady and Hindley would meet. She was initially besotted by Brady, who ignored her at first, writing in a diary, "Ian looked at me today, Ian walked past me today." They would later begin a romantic relationship after a Christmas party. Brady starts to psychologically dominate Hindley and introduces her to violent pornography, the Nazis, the works of Marquis de Sade, and sadistic sexual fantasies. The first victim was Pauline Reed, who was known to Myra Hindley. She was abducted on July 12, 1963. Hindley was an active participant and lured her into a car, promising her a ride, where they would drive up to the moor and Brady would go on to sexually assault her and kill her. The typical MO was Hindley would pick up a child under some ruse and Brady would follow on his motorbike. Other such poor victims were 12-year-old John Kilbride, 12-year-old Keith Bennett, 10-year-old Leslie Ann Downey, who the couple recorded as they tortured her. And their last victim was Edward Evans. The murder of Edward Evans would be their downfall. It's at this murder that would involve David Smith, a third party, who was Myra's brother-in-law. 17-year-old Edward Evans was brought back to Brady's house, where he then proceeded to hit him with an axe and killed him. Fearing for his life, David Smith, who would be a hero in this story, went along with it. He went home and told his wife. They both went to the police. In April 1966, Brady and Hindley would stand trial in Chester. Both denied the murders and refused to confess. They both ultimately found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. Brady would later become psychotic and end up getting transferred to Ashworth High Secure Hospital, whilst Myra Hindley stayed in the prison system and made multiple attempts of parole, even tried to escape, and briefly became friends with another serial killer, Rose West. Hindley ultimately died in 2002, and on May 15th, 2017, at the age of 79, Ian Brady finally dies. Two of the most evil murderers in UK history were gone.